Somewhere between the Pacific's salt-laced hush and the Caribbean's emerald whisper, there's a country stitched together by cloud and fire, by leaf and light. A place where the air carries the scent of rain before it falls, and monkeys call across jungle cathedrals as if reciting the morning's first prayer. Here, rivers are born in volcanoes and wander down the spine of the land like silver thoughts through an ancient mind. Trees speak in green tongues, moss glistens like forgotten treasure, and frogs glow like living gems beneath the hush of dusk. You'll find light that filters through canopy like a memory half-remembered, golden and slow. You'll feel the heartbeat of the earth and the twitch of a hummingbird, the hush of a sloth's breath, the volcanic rumble that hums beneath the ground. This is not a country. Exactly. It's a pulse, a sigh, a kind of waking dream. Welcome to Costa Rica. In this land, the phrase Pura Vida is not just spoken, it's felt. It hums through market stalls, across mountain passes, inside kitchen laughter and coffee steam. It means life is simple, sacred, and enough, even when it isn't. It means thank you and hello, good morning and go well, with a tone that bends like sunlight through banana leaves, warm, unhurried, and bright. The colors here seem hand-mixed by the divine. Reds that blush like guava skins, yellows that sting like sun on wet skin, blues so deep they quiet the breath. Rain doesn't fall, it dances. Lightning doesn't strike. It sketches quicksilver art into dusk's velvet. In the highlands, mist curls like ancient smoke among orchids and bromeliads, as though the land is still waking, still dreaming its own shape. And once in these forests, now stitched into reserves and national parks, there lived the golden toad, a creature so rare it was believed the spirit of the rain. Its skin, burnished like sunrise, shimmered on cloud forest floors, vanishing after mating seasons, returning only when the earth was just right. But now it is gone, remembered only in the moist hush of Monteverde and the collective breath held by biologists who still whisper its name. There's magic in what remains, in howler monkeys that roar like thunderstorms, in tree frogs that sing from bromeliads, in butterflies the size of small hands. There's beauty in the way locals protect this magic. Costa Rica abolished its army in 1948, a radical choice to replace weapons with words, conflict with conservation. Today, more than a quarter of the land is protected wilderness. This is a country that chose peace and gave that peace back to the trees. As a traveler, you are gently invited to listen before you speak, to learn the rhythm of this land with your body, not just your eyes. Take off your shoes in the sand. Let your shoulders drop. Let go of the itinerary and follow the sound of birdsong instead. Respect the wildlife. Never feed, never touch. Take only memories. Leave no weight behind. You may hear locals call strangers may friend. You may be offered gallo pinot for breakfast and a strong cup of cafe corrido, brewed through cloth like a ritual. In villages, doors remain open. On buses, people will say con gusto, with pleasure, even for the smallest kindness. Come in the green season, and you'll see waterfalls swollen like tears of joy. Come in the dry season, and golden light will cling to your skin like dust from a dream. Come in between, and you may find both held in one trembling leaf. And when you leave, because even paradise cannot be permanent, you will not forget the sound the jungle made in the dark, or the first time a toucan flew overhead like a painted question, or the way this land reminded you to feel wonder again. Costa Rica is not a place you visit. It is a place that visits you, quietly, permanently, in the silence that follows a sigh. high in the folds of the Tillaran Mountains, where the clouds never truly lift, Monteverde rests like a secret kept by the sky. Here, the forest breathes mist, not merely covered by it, but made of it. Leaves glisten with moisture caught midair, and vines hang like questions that have yet to be answered. Each step along the trail is a step into a living dream, the kind where everything is green, moving, and half-whispered. Epiphytes cloak branches in a riot of moss and orchids. Hummingbirds hover like thoughts too fast to catch, their wings invisible in motion. And sometimes, if you're still enough, the silence breaks, not with sound, but with a sudden rustle of quetzal taking flight, emerald feathers shimmering like a spirit passing between worlds. But this mist-laced sanctuary was not always protected. In the 1950s, American Quakers seeking peace settled nearby, drawn by Costa Rica's bold decision to abolish its army. They helped preserve this forest, recognizing early what the world would later come to value. That untouched cloud forest is a kind of cathedral. Today, thanks to scientists and citizens alike, Monteverde remains both wild and watched over. Bring patience here. Trails can vanish into fog, and views appear only when the wind allows. Wear shoes that can grip the damp earth. Mornings are cool. Bring a jacket. Speak softly. Even the forest does. If you listen, you might hear water droplets landing on leaves like tiny drums. You might hear your own breath, slower than usual. In Monteverde, you do not rush. You drift, just as the clouds do, curious, unbound, and briefly part of something far older than you. Let yourself disappear a little. The forest will remember you. It rises suddenly from the plain, not creeping into view, but declaring itself. A perfect cone of ash and stone, Arenal stands like a silent guardian, watching the northern lowlands with an old, molten memory. Its flanks are stitched with lava scars, yet its summit often wears a cap of cloud, as if nature herself cannot bear to look too closely at what still simmers beneath. Once, it slept for centuries. Locals farmed its rich volcanic soil and called it a mountain. But on July 29, 1968, without warning, Arenal woke. The eruption split the earth, swallowed villages, and left behind craters where forests had stood. Life disappeared, and then, as always, returned. Today, those same slopes host hot springs, forest trails, and the hum of renewal. Life clings tighter to the place that once nearly ended it. You feel Arenal before you fully see it. The air is warmer here, thicker, with the scent of minerals and vegetation constantly rearranging itself. Birds call sharply in the morning mist. Howler monkeys echo across the canopy like warnings from another time. And when the skies clear, just for a moment, the volcano reveals its full shape and something primal shifts in your chest. This is not a place to rush. Let your body steep in thermal pools, fed by ancient fire. Wander the lava trails where green insists on growing. Notice how flowers bloom, defiantly between blackened stones. The nearby town of La Fortuna is a gentle base, friendly, easy to navigate. But remember, Arenal is not tame. Obey trail signs. Keep a respectful distance. And know that the volcano, though quieter now, is never truly still. Come at dusk, and you may see her silhouette burn pink against the last light. Come in rain, and feel the pulse of the earth beneath your feet. This is a paradox of Arenal, destruction that made space for beauty, heat that gave rise to healing, a reminder that the world is always ending and beginning, sometimes in the same breath. Here, the jungle doesn't stop at the shoreline. It wades into the sea. Manuel Antonio is where rainforest meets reef, where vines stretch towards salt and sloths nap above crashing surf. The air is thick with life. Iguanas laze on sun-warmed paths. Capuchin monkeys swing boldly overhead. And beneath the palms, hermit crabs carry borrowed shells like traveling secrets. This park is small, one of the tiniest in Costa Rica, but it pulses with abundance. You can walk its length in a few hours, but if you listen, if you linger, you'll feel it stretch out in time. Every step opens into another world. Scarlet macaws shout from the treetops. Leafcutter ants form highways beneath your feet. Even the silence, when it comes, is alive. Years ago, locals fought to protect this place from overdevelopment. They succeeded, though the town just outside, with its bustling restaurants and surf shops, reminds you how close convenience always presses against the wild. But inside the park, nature still speaks first. Come early. The gates open at dawn, and the first light filters through the forest like spilled gold. Wear shoes that don't mind mud. Bring water, sunscreen, patience. Do not feed the animals, no matter how clever their eyes or practice their approach. Take the trail to Playa Espadilla Sur and let the sea cradle you. It's quieter there. Fewer people, more silence. Let yourself float. Salt in your hair, sky above your closed eyes. And when you walk back, slow your pace. This is not a place to conquer. It is a place to be small and joyfully, humbly, to remember that you, too, are just another soft thing passing through the forest. Let the monkeys watch you go. Let the waves erase your footprints. Jaco is the sound of waves never sleeping, constant, restless, salt-sweet on the air. The beach stretches wide beneath the sun that doesn't blink, framed by green hills that lean in close, as if listening. Palms sway with something more than breeze, a rhythm, a pulse. The sand here is dark, volcanic, hot beneath bare feet, glittering with flecks of mineral light. Surfers have long claimed this coast, rising with dawn, chasing the curl, salt crusting their shoulders like armor. But Jaco is more than surf. It hums with nightlife and neon, with motorbikes and music that spills into the street like warm drink. There's a kind of joy here that doesn't ask for permission. But look closer. In the quiet hours, just after sunrise, scarlet macaws fly low across the sky, calling out like living fire. Fishermen pull in their nets, and the sea feels ancient again. Travel with awareness here. It's easy to get caught in the current, both oceanic and social. But if you seek the edge of town at twilight, you may find the quiet Jaco hides, waiting in the breeze. There are no roads to Tortuguero, only water and sky. To arrive, you glide through jungle-lined canals where the trees lean in like old storytellers. Egrets rise from the banks like thoughts taking flight, and the water, dark, glassy, endless, reflects the clouds with reverence. It feels like slipping into a secret, the kind only nature keeps. Tortuguero means place of turtles, and when the moon is right and the tides are willing, the sand becomes sacred. Green sea turtles emerge in the ocean in silence, ancient, deliberate, their flippers carving arcs into the night. They labor up the beach, guided by instincts older than memory, to lay their fragile hope in the warm sand. Locals have protected these turtles for decades. There was a time when poaching nearly silenced this cycle. But now, with care and vigilance, the turtles return. Volunteers watch through the night. Children learn their importance. Fishermen become guardians. This is not just preservation, it's redemption. Beyond the nesting season, Tortuguero remains a place of astonishment, The rainforest here breathes louder. Spider monkeys leap between branches with wild precision. Poison dart frogs glint like jewels in the underbrush. And if you drift slowly through canals at dawn, you may see a manatee surface, quiet as a sigh, before vanishing again beneath the lilies. Come with intention. Respect the silence. Mosquitoes are inevitable. Bring protection. The weather shifts without warning, but rain here is not inconvenience. It is ritual. Speak softly in the forest. Look more than you photograph. Let yourself be still. Accommodations are rustic but soulful. Lodges on stilts, river breezes through open windows, the lullaby of frogs and distant thunder. There is no nightlife here but the orchestra of insects and the occasional splash of something unseen. And when the stars rise above the jungle and the ocean keeps its endless rhythm, you may find that you're no longer visiting Tortuguero. You are remembering it from some place in your spirit that has always known the sound of waves and waiting. There is Wild, and then there is Corcovado. On the Osa Peninsula, where the land crumbles into sea and the canopy folds over itself in layered green, Corcovado waits, fierce and unfiltered. This is not the kind of forest that smiles for tourists. It breathes deeply, pulses loudly, and tests your reverence. Within its tangled interior live jaguars, tapirs, harpy eagles, creatures found almost nowhere else. The trees rise tall and indifferent, cloaked in epiphytes, their trunks slick with life. Cicadas scream. The air drips. This is primary forest, ancient, unbroken, sacred. In the 1970s, gold miners came, carving paths and scars into the wild. But conservationists fought and won. Corcovado became a national park, one of the most biodiverse places left on Earth. Still, remnants of old camps remain, rusting quietly beneath leaves, as if the forest, while forgiving, does not forget. If you go, go prepared. You'll need a guide, not just for safety, but for translation, because this forest speaks a language deeper than maps. Trails are long, muddy, alive. The journey demands humility. But those who enter with care may glimpse something rare. Not just wildlife, but the world before we shaped it. Before fences. Before forgetting. San Jose does not unfold easily. It isn't draped in rainforest or kissed by surf. It hums with traffic, concrete, and corners. But pause, listen beyond the noise, and a heartbeat emerges. Not loud, but steady. This is the pulse of a city not trying to be beautiful, only real. In its markets, you'll find the soul of the capital. At Mercado Central, stall owners shout greetings above sizzling oil and citrus. Baskets brim with plantains, coffee, and raw sugar. You'll smell fresh bread and raw fish in the same breath. It is chaotic, honest, full of life. Along Avenida Central, musicians play marimbas beside shoe shiners and school children. The breeze carries fragment of conversation. Spanish laced with laughter, with worry, with plans. At the National Theater, gold leaf glimmers above velvet seats, a quiet echo of an era when coffee built dreams as much as fortunes. San Jose remembers its poets. It keeps their names in parks and plaques, tucked into the city's corners like love notes. It remembers revolutions too, The 1948 Civil War, brief but burning, that ended with an extraordinary choice to disband the army. That silence, that refusal to weaponize power, still shapes the city's breath. Travel here gently. The beauty is not polished, but personal. Visit the Jade Museum and hold thousands of years in a single gaze. Walk Barrio Amman, where old mansions lean on the time, now filled with art and quiet cafes. Say buenos dias to strangers. Wait for the walk signal. Let the city come to you slowly. And in the evening, when the light fades across the Central Valley and the volcanoes on the horizon turn blue with dusk, San Jose softens. You'll hear less horn and more birdsong. You'll see why the city, overlooked by many, holds a story worth listening to, if you stay long enough to hear it. Tamarindo moves like the tide, in and out, never still, always humming with some unseen current. What was once a quiet fishing village has grown into a coastal mosaic of surfboards, beach bars, and barefoot wanderers chasing sunsets and salt. The beach itself is wide and golden, kissed by steady Pacific waves that lure surfers from sunrise to twilight. The sun here doesn't just set, it melts. It spills across the ocean in orange and rose, turning the whole sky into a slow exhale. Locals and travelers gather on the sand each evening, watching without speaking, as if the day deserves applause. But beyond the beach, Tamarindo hides quieter corners. Mangroves weave secret waterways just north of town, sheltering herons, crocodiles, and the occasional silent kayak slipping through. At Playa Grande, just across the estuary, leatherback turtles come to nest, massive, prehistoric, slow-moving under moonlight. Their survival depends on darkness, on distance, on care. Tamarindo asks you to balance joy with respect. Party if you must, but tread lightly. Choose reef-safe sunscreen. Refill your bottle. Tip generously. Learn a little Spanish. Because here, the ocean isn't a backdrop. It's a living presence, vast, breathing, and always watching. The Osa Peninsula is a wild song sung in green and water, where the rainforest plunges into Pacific with raw, untamed grace. Here, the air is thick with the scent of earth and salt, of orchids and decay, and the jungle is not a backdrop, but a roaring presence. It's a place where silence carries weight, and every step feels like stepping through a sacred hymn. This peninsula holds one of the most biologically intense places on the planet. Corcovado National Park sprawls across it, home to jaguars that slip like shadows, tapirs with ancient eyes, and scarlet macaws that flash like living flames through the canopy. The trees themselves are giants, some older than memory, draped in mosses and lianas. But the peninsula is more than wilderness. It's a story of resilience. Indigenous communities once thrived here, living in rhythm with the land's fierce beauty. Colonists and settlers carved farms from the dense forest, facing endless rain and isolation. Today, small villages cling to the edges of the wild, where fishermen cast nets at dawn and farmers harvest cacao beneath the shade of giant trees. Travel here with reverence. Roads are few and often rough. Guided treks will lead you safely through the thick green maze. Respect the wildlife space. Move slowly. Carry your water and your patience. At night, the forest hums with a chorus of frogs and insects, a reminder that life in OSA is both fragile and fierce. Here, the world is old and wild and alive in ways that ask you to listen, not just with your ears, but with your whole being. The whale tail is more than a shape carved by the sea. It is a symbol, a living sculpture of sand and tide, shifting with every breath of the ocean. Nestled within the Golfo Dulce, this natural formation stretches like a whale's fluke dipping beneath the water's surface, a subtle invitation to wonder and reflection. From above, the whale tail is a delicate balance of sandbars, mangroves, and shallow waters. From below, it is a nursery, a protected haven where marine life thrives quietly. Sea turtles glide gracefully among the mangrove roots. Fish dart like living jewels, and dolphins occasionally breach the surface in playful arcs. Locals speak softly of the whale tail's role in their lives. Fishermen know its channels and currents, navigating them with a practiced eye. Conservationists work tirelessly to protect this fragile ecosystem from erosion and development, understanding that the balance here is precarious. Visit during the dry season when the waters are calm and the light spills golden to the mangrove leaves. Kayaking here is a gentle dance, a slow glide through silence punctuated by bird calls and the soft splash of paddles. Watch for howler monkeys in the canopy and the occasional scarlet ibis, standing like a flame against the green. The whale tail asks for respect, for patience and quiet. Leave nothing behind but footprints, and take with you the memory of the sea's quiet poetry. Here, the ocean doesn't roar. It whispers, inviting you to listen, to pause, to become part of its enduring story. Nosera feels like a breath held between earth and ocean, a place where time slows beneath a sky that shifts from cobalt to apricot with each passing day. The sand stretches wide and soft, inviting bare feet and wandering thoughts, while the Pacific waves roll in steady rhythms, calling surfers, dreamers, and seekers alike. This coastal town has managed to preserve a delicate balance. Unlike other places caught in the pull of rapid development, Nosera remains quietly rooted in respect for nature and local culture. Mangroves guard its estuaries. Turtles return each year to nest on the beaches, and the sound of laughter mingles with the distant hum of waves. But Nosera is more than sun and surf. It is a community built on connection. Yoga studios offer moments of stillness. Cafes serve farm-to-table meals that taste like place and season, and local markets brim with crafts woven from the stories of the land. Here, language is softer, smiles wider, a gentle invitation to belong. The town's preservation owes much to the efforts of locals who fought to protect the surrounding forest and coastline from unchecked tourism. Walking these paths, you can feel their care woven into every tree, every trail. Visit in the early morning to watch the sky bloom with light. Be patient with the tide and with yourself. Carry a reusable bottle, honor the wildlife, and move through this place with quiet gratitude. Know Sarah holds a promise, that beauty is best when shared gently, and that the earth will always respond to the kindness we offer. Volcán Poás is a sudden crack in the Earth's skin, a raw wound that breathes steam and sulfur into the crisp mountain air. Its crater looms large, a vast, boiling cauldron of acid green water, forever restless, forever changing. Standing at its rim, you feel the pulse of the planet itself, a fierce reminder of life's fragile balance. Poás has been both revered and feared by locals for centuries. Indigenous peoples once saw the crater as a sacred gateway, a place where the Earth's spirit whispered warnings and blessings alike. In recent history, eruptions have reshaped the landscape with sudden violence. Steam bursts that could be heard miles away, and clouds that cloak the summit in mystery. The park surrounding the volcano invites you into an otherworldly world. Trails wind through moss-draped forests, where hummingbirds flit like sparks of color, and orchids cling to branches like jewels. The air here is cool and sharp, a refreshing contrast to the smoldering heat beneath your feet. Travelers are cautioned to stay behind safety barriers. The volcanic gases are powerful, even dangerous. Bring layers. The temperature shifts quickly with altitude and weather. Visit early to catch the crater bathed in soft morning light, before clouds claim the sky. Volcán Poás asks you to witness both the fury and the beauty of the earth, a lesson in humility and awe. Santa Teresa is where the jungle meets the ocean in a wild, unpolished embrace. The beach stretches long and golden, framed by rugged cliffs and palm trees that bend with the wind like old storytellers. Waves here roll with a steady pulse. Not just a sound but feeling, one that sinks deep into bones of those who come seeking more than just a sunset. Once a remote fishing village, Santa Teresa has quietly become a sanctuary for surfers, yogis, and wanderers. The rhythm of life here is unhurried, marked by barefoot walks along the sand and evenings spent beneath stars brighter than city lights. The scent of salt and earth mingles with the smoke of campfires and the laughter of friends gathered by the shore. But beneath this calm surface is a history shaped by resilience. The region was once difficult to reach, accessible only by boat or bumpy roads that challenged even the hardiest travelers. The local community has worked to preserve the fragile balance between growth and nature, welcoming visitors while protecting the land and sea. Respect is essential here. Use reef-safe sunscreen. Leave no trace. Support local businesses that honor the environment. The sea turtles that nest here depend on quiet beaches and careful hands. Santa Teresa invites you to slow down, to listen to the ocean's ancient song, and to find stillness in the wild. It is a place where the world's edges blur, where the heart learns to breathe again. Nauyaca Waterfalls plunge in graceful tears, a cascade of water that sings against the dense green backdrop of the jungle. The air here is thick with mist, cool against sun-warmed skin, carrying the scent of earth and wildflowers. Each drop falls like a secret told in the language of water, ancient and clear. The path to Nauyaca winds through thick forests where toucans call and butterflies dance between leaves. The sound of rushing water grows louder, pulling you forward like a promise. At the falls, the pools invite you to soak, the water both refreshing and alive, a natural baptism beneath the roar of nature's power. Long ago, local legends told of spirits who lived in these falls, protectors of the forest and its creatures. It said they appear in the spray, watching travelers with kindness, a reminder that this land is sacred. Hiking here demands respect. Trails can be slippery and weather shifts fast. Bring sturdy shoes and plenty of water. Swim only where safe and never dive recklessly. Nauyaca is not just a destination. It's an invitation to pause, to listen, and to feel the pulse of wild water in your veins. Let yourself be carried away, if only for a moment, by the waterfall's timeless song. Hidden deep within the cloud forest, Catarata del Toro is a thunderous plunge, a waterfall that falls nearly 90 meters into a volcanic crater, carved by fire and time. The air here is cool, tinged with mist and the rich scent of wet earth and wild orchids. The sound of the water is constant, a rolling roar that drowns out all else. The trail to the falls winds through dense greenery, where towering trees drip with moss and bromeliads bloom like jewels. Birds dart between branches, their calls weaving with the rush of water. The crater below is a secret basin, untouched and mysterious, holding ancient stories whispered only to those who listen. Long ago, this land was shaped by volcanic fury. Lava flows that built mountains and deep craters, forging the rugged beauty visitors now admire. Local legends speak of spirits guarding the falls, watching over the land and waters with quiet vigilance. Travelers should wear sturdy shoes and prepare for a hike through uneven terrain. The air grows cooler closer to the waterfall, a refreshing balm after climb. Catarata del Toro invites you to witness nature's power, raw, relentless, and beautiful. A reminder that even in stillness, the earth moves and breathes with fierce, endless life. La Fortuna Waterfall crashes through the jungle canopy, a curtain of white against the emerald green. The air hums with the power of falling water, cool and electric, scented with wet stone and wild ferns. Below, the pool is deep and inviting, a mirror that holds the sky and the jagged silhouette of the surrounding cliffs. The path down is steep but rewarding, cutting through a dense forest where toucans and tanagers flit between moss-covered branches. The trail carries the sound of the waterfall before you see it, a growing roar that quickens the heartbeat and sharpens the senses. Here, nature commands both respect and wonder. Local lore tells of the waterfall as a sacred place, a portal where spirits descend with the water's rush, cleansing and renewing those who come with open hearts. Indigenous communities once made offerings nearby, honoring the life force that courses through this land. Visitors are urged to take care on slippery stones and to swim only in designated areas. Bring water, insect repellent, and patience to share the space with others drawn by the waterfall's allure. La Fortuna's beauty is raw and unfiltered, a moment where earth, water, and sky converge in perfect harmony. To stand here is to feel the pulse of Costa Rica's wild heart, to be reminded that life flows in both quiet streams and powerful cascades. Lake Arenal stretches wide and serene, a shimmering mirror set against a backdrop of volcanoes and sky. Its surface catches the sun in flashes of silver and blue, while gentle breezes ripple across the water like whispered secrets. The lake is both a lifeline and a sanctuary, a place where fishermen cast lines, and the wind calls to kite surfers dancing on its surface. The surrounding hills cradle small villages where time moves slower, marked by the call of birds and the distant echo of cattle bells. Along its shores, trails wind through palms and cebas, leading to hidden beaches and quiet coves where you can pause and listen. Lake Arenal was born in 1979, when the dam reshaped the valley, creating one of Costa Rica's largest freshwater lakes. The transformation brought new life and opportunity, but also a reminder of nature's ever-changing balance. The waters now support hydroelectric power, feeding the country's commitment to clean energy. Wildlife thrives here. Howler monkeys chatter in the treetops, and the rare ocelot roams quietly in the surrounding forest. Bird watchers come hoping to glimpse kingfishers, herons, and elusive great curassow. Travelers are welcome to explore by kayak, hike nearby trails, or simply sit and watch the light shift over the lake's calm surface. Bring sunscreen and a hat. The sun here is bright, even when the sky is soft. Lake Arenal invites you to rest in its vastness, to breathe with the rhythm of water and wind, and to remember the quiet power of nature's steady heart. Puerto Viejo pulses with a rhythm all its own, a vibrant mosaic of culture, music, and sea. Here on Costa Rica's Caribbean coast, the air carries a scent of salt, spices, and simmering plantains, woven with the beat of drums and laughter that spill from open windows. The town is a crossroads where Afro-Caribbean heritage dances with indigenous traditions and a laid-back energy of travelers from all over the world. Colorful wooden houses lean against one another, painted in bright blues, yellows, and pinks, each a story of resilience and joy. Nearby, the jungle leans close to the sea. Beaches stretch with waves perfect for surfing or swimming, while hidden trails wind into rainforests alive with howler monkeys, toucans, and the occasional sloth hanging lazily in the canopy. The nearby Cahuita National Park preserves coral reefs and mangroves, a sanctuary for vibrant marine life and coastal birds. Puerto Viejo's history is layered. Once a remote fishing village, it became a refuge for Afro-Caribbean communities who brought their music, cuisine, and spirit, shaping the town's soul. Today, you'll find local markets where handcrafted goods and fresh fruit invite exploration. Travel gently here. Learn a few words of Spanish or the local Creole dialect. Respect sacred sites and wildlife. Support small businesses that honor tradition and sustainability. Puerto Viejo asks you to open your senses, to taste, hear, see, and feel the pulse of a place where culture and nature intertwine in a joyful embrace. Playa Negra is a strip of volcanic black sand kissed by steady Pacific waves, raw and timeless. The dark shore contrasts sharply with the turquoise ocean, creating a landscape both bold and serene. Here, surfers find rhythm in the rolling swells, their boards slicing the water with practiced ease. The beach holds a quiet mystery. Legends speak of hidden treasures buried beneath the sand, and the spirits who guard the coast, watching over fishermen and travelers alike. Palm trees lean toward the sea, their fronds whispering secrets in the warm breeze. Visitors come seeking simplicity, the sound of waves, the touch of warm sand, the taste of salty air. Respect the currents, swim carefully, and carry with you the unspoken promise to leave the beach as untouched as you found it. Playa Negra invites you to stand barefoot on Earth's edge, to feel the pull of ocean and land, and to remember the power found in quiet moments between tide and time. Punta Point jets quietly into Pacific, a slender finger of earth where sky, sea, and land meet in a whispered conversation. The beach here is raw, wild, dark volcanic sand giving way to rocky tide pools where starfish cling and small crabs dart like secrets. The waves roll in steady rhythms, sculpting the shore and inviting wanderers to pause and watch the endless dance between water and stone. Mangroves frame the coastline, their roots tangled like ancient hands holding the earth together, sheltering birds that flit and call above the calm waters. Local fishermen still cast their nets here at dawn, carrying on a tradition older than memory. They move with patience and respect, understanding that the sea gives only what it can. Punta is a place of quiet strength, where solitude feels like a gift and time slows to the rhythm of the tides. Visitors come seeking peace, the raw beauty of untouched coast, and moments of stillness beneath endless skies. Travel lightly. Respect the delicate ecosystems. Let your footprints be the only trace you leave. Here, on this quiet point, the world narrows to the pulse of waves and wind, a reminder how small we are and how deeply connected. Punta Islita is a hidden gem on Costa Rica's Pacific coast, a place where hills tumble gently toward the sea, painted with vivid green forests and dotted with colorful homes that seem to lean into the ocean breeze. The beach curves softly, kissed by waves that roll in with steady, soothing rhythm. The village is small and welcoming, shaped by a community that honors tradition and the land. Local artisans craft pottery and textiles, weaving stories of heritage into every piece. Here, life moves at its own pace, measured by the sun and tides, and the scent of salt mingles with tropical flowers. Punta Islita's history is intertwined with both indigenous roots and settlers who arrived seeking peace. The community has long protected its natural surroundings, embracing sustainable tourism and the quiet strength of conservation. Surrounding hills are alive with wildlife. Howler monkeys call across the canopy. Scarlet macaws flash bright through the trees. The nearby river mouths nourish mangroves where egrets and herons gather in graceful stillness. Visitors are invited to explore on foot or horseback, to savor fresh seafood in open-air restaurants, and to rest beneath wide skies where the sun paints a horizon in oranges and pinks. Travel here with respect for local customs and environment. Use reef-safe sunscreen, minimize waste, and support family-run businesses. Punta Islita offers a gentle reminder that beauty thrives where people and nature walk softly together in quiet harmony beneath the endless sky. Playa Flamingo is a gleaming crescent of white sand kissed by crystal-clear waters, where the Pacific's gentle waves lap rhythmically against the shore. The beach is framed by rugged cliffs and swaying palms, their shadows dancing in the golden light of morning and late afternoon. The sand feels soft beneath your feet, cooling after the sun's midday warmth. This coast has long been a haven for travelers seeking both adventure and tranquility. Surfers glide over steady swells while kayakers explore hidden coves nearby. The water here is clear enough to reveal schools of colorful fish darting beneath the surface, a living mosaic of coral and life. Playa Flamingo is not just about the sea. It's a place where land and culture meet. Nearby, the small town hums with quiet energy. Cafes serve fresh ceviche, and markets overflow with tropical fruits and crafts woven by local hands. The area has a rich history of fishermen and farmers who lived off the land and ocean in harmony, passing traditions through generations. Environmental efforts have helped preserve Playa Flamingo's pristine beauty, protecting turtle nesting sites and maintaining coral reefs. Visitors are encouraged to honor this balance. Use reef-safe sunscreen, avoid disturbing wildlife, and leave no trace. As the sun sets, the sky erupts in fiery hues, reflecting on the water's surface like a painter's final stroke. Standing here, you feel the pulse of the Pacific, powerful yet gentle, endless yet intimate, reminding you that the world's most beautiful places are those where nature and humanity meet with respect and grace. Punta Uva Beach is a gentle curve of soft sand, embraced by turquoise waters and lush jungle that spills almost to the shoreline. Here, the ocean whispers in soft waves, inviting quiet reflection beneath towering palms that sway with the breeze like guardians of this peaceful cove. The beach is a sanctuary for sea turtles who return each year to nest in the warm sand, their journeys silent testaments to nature's delicate rhythms. Snorkelers glide over coral reefs alive with vibrant fish, and the mangroves nearby, the slow dance of life unfolds. Herons wade through shallows, and tiny crabs scuttle among roots. This part of Costa Rica feels untouched, a place where time slows and the world's noise fades. Small eco-lodges blend into the landscape, their caretakers dedicated to preserving the land's wild beauty. Local fishermen still cast nets with age-old skill, weaving stories of the sea into their daily lives. Travelers are urged to tread lightly, leave no trace, use reef-safe sunscreen, and honor the nesting seasons. Listen to the ocean's quiet wisdom and let the gentle rhythm of Punta Uva settle deep within. At sunset, the sky blushes with soft pinks and purples, a quiet farewell that invites you to pause, breathe, and remember the sacred balance between earth and sea that lives here, timeless and true. Punta Islita stretches along a narrow peninsula, a bustling gateway between land and sea. The salty breeze carries the cries of seabirds and the hum of boats, while the harbor bustles with fishermen and merchants weaving the daily rhythm of life. Once a humble fishing village, Punta Islita grew into a vital port. It's docked a meeting point of cultures, goods, and stories. The old Malecon stretches like a spine along the water, lined with vendors selling fresh seafood, handcrafted goods, and the scent of sizzling ceviche. The city's charm lies in its contradictions. Vibrant and gritty, lively yet full of quiet corners where the sun slants golden through palm fronds. Nearby beaches offer calm waters for swimming, while further out, the Pacific stretches wide and wild. Travelers should keep an eye on their belongings here and approach with curiosity and respect. Learn a few words of Spanish and savor the local cuisine, where fish meets tropical fruits in flavors that surprise and delight. Punta Islita invites you to feel the pulse of coastal life, a place where history, commerce, and nature intertwine beneath open skies and endless horizons. Ostional Beach is a place of ancient rhythms, where the sea's pulse beats strongest during the Arabada, the mass nesting of olive ridley sea turtles. For days, thousands of these creatures emerge from the waves, covering the sand with a living tapestry of movement and life. The beach is raw and untamed, bordered by dense forest and backed by the quiet hum of waves. At night, under moonlight, the sand shimmers with turtle tracks, silent stories of survival and return. Local communities have long protected Ostional, blending tradition with conservation in a delicate dance. Visitors come with reverence, watching from a distance as nature performs one of its greatest miracles. Walking the shore, you feel connected to a cycle as old as the earth itself. Travel gently. Follow guidelines to protect the turtles. Leave only footprints, and carry with you the memory of the ocean's ancient heartbeat, pulsing beneath starry skies. Ballena Marine National Park is a sanctuary of water and life, named for the whales that grace its vast blue embrace each year. This stretch of ocean, along Costa Rica's southern Pacific coast, holds one of the world's most spectacular natural shows, the migration of humpback whales, who travel thousands of miles to mate and birth their young in these calm, protected waters. The park's name, Ballena, meaning whale, is no accident. From December to April, and again in July and October, these giants break the surface with majestic breaches, their songs carrying through the ocean's depths and haunting otherworldly melodies. Watching them from a boat is a humbling encounter with the wild, a reminder of the Earth's ancient rhythms. Beyond the whales, the park protects coral reefs, mangroves, and sandy beaches. Sea turtles nest along its shores, and dolphins glide to the waves like silver arrows. The waters teem with life, from colorful tropical fish to elusive manta rays, a world below the surface vibrant and fragile. The nearby Whale's Tail sandbar is a natural wonder, its shape shifting with tides and currents, creating lagoons where herons, pelicans, and scarlet ibis gather. Travelers are encouraged to explore with care. Eco-friendly tours, respectful observation, and support for conservation efforts ensure this haven remains intact. Sunscreen should be reef-safe, and waste must never touch the waters. Ballena Marine National Park is a living poem, a place where water, sky, and creatures come together in breathtaking harmony. To visit is to witness life's enduring dance, a chance to connect deeply with nature's vast, unfolding story. Manzanillo is a vibrant jewel on Costa Rica's Caribbean coast, where jungle meets the sea in a riot of color and sound. The air here hums with life. The calls of howler monkeys echo through the canopy, while the sea carries the gentle rhythm of waves brushing against the shore. The village itself is small, but alive with culture. Local markets overflow with tropical fruits, hand-woven crafts, and the scent of fresh spices. Music drifts from open windows, a blend of Afro-Caribbean rhythms and indigenous melodies, echoing the diverse heritage of the region. Nearby, Gandoca Manzanillo Wildlife Refuge protects mangroves, coral reefs, and wildlife that thrive in this rich ecosystem. Sea turtles nest on the beaches, and vibrant birds like toucans and scarlet macaws flit through the trees. Trails lead deep into the forest where the scent of earth and blooming orchids fills the air. Manzanillo's history is woven with stories of resilience, from indigenous communities who have lived in harmony with the land, to Afro-Caribbean settlers who brought new traditions and strength. Today, locals work to preserve both culture and environment, inviting visitors to experience a place where nature and humanity intertwine. Travel here with an open heart and quiet respect. Learn a few words of the local language. Support small businesses and move gently through the landscape. Manzanillo offers a vibrant, soulful embrace, a place where the wildness of nature meets the warmth of community, and every moment is a chance to connect deeply with the earth and its stories. As our journey through Costa Rica draws to a close, the memories linger like soft whispers carried on the wind. The wild forests, the crashing waterfalls, the endless waves, each a thread in a tapestry woven by earth, water, and spirit. This land has shared its secrets with us. The quiet strength of ancient trees, the song of whales beneath vast skies, the patient return of turtles to sacred sands. It asks only for respect, for gentle footsteps, and for hearts open to wonder. You are the traveler now, carrying these stories within you. May they guide you gently, reminding you always of the delicate beauty that thrives where nature and humanity meet in harmony. Until the next road calls, listen closely to the world around you. It is always speaking, always inviting.